10 Before and After Backyard Makeovers. A spacious deck and fencing were added by a friend, but Jenny took on the rest. After hauling 2 tons of dirt to raise the ground, she and friends rolled out sod for 3 days straight. White planters are filled with philodendron celome and ZZ plants Zamacolcus zamiifolia. It's a common enough sight among homes built in the early to mid-20th century, the long driveway. The end point of those long, paved driveways, a one-car garage, is rarely a good match for today's larger vehicles and instead usually becomes a workshop or storage area. But the owners of this Salt Lake City home had a better idea. They wanted to transform the unused driveway into a lovely yard with plants and grass. Though it cost a bundle, Molly says it was completely worth it to move the air conditioner unit from the patio. Then, 6 feet were added to the end of the patio to increase the entertaining space. Modern pavers set in sand set a desert mood, and the perimeter of bougainvillea adds dots of lively color when they bloom. All in all, the eventual design was cool, crisp, contemporary, and big on solid shapes. An open, dirt backyard allows you the freedom to design without the influence of existing foliage or hardscaping. This Missouri backyard presented a host of opportunities. Except for a couple of trees to be saved, this backyard was ready for anything that the owners and landscape architect Aaron Bradley could dream up. This area was as close to being a blank slate as anything. Because the house on its big, half-acre lot is modern, it made sense to make over the backyard accordingly. Standard, hardy plants perfect for that region were incorporated into the design: boxwood, yew, and hornbeam. Large-format concrete pavers set in Mexican river rock completes the contemporary look. With its scraggly grass and lonely swing set, the backyard was fine but nothing spectacular. As a mother of toddlers, though, Emily Henderson discovered that she really wanted a lovely and functional backyard as an escape zone for the kids. Childhood is fleeting, so Emily had to act fast to get this fun play area up and running while the kids were still small. This backyard was made over with fun in mind. First, the swing set received faro and ball exterior paint in a shade to match the fence, helping it to visually melt away. A new wooden playset expands play opportunities for the kids. Emily, too, recommends reducing the square box effect of backyards. To that end, she lined one edge of the lawn with flagstones and put in plants of varying textures and heights, such as salvia, sedum, and lavender, around the rest of the perimeter. Stamped concrete has its place. It works well for driveways, walkways, commercial spaces, and other high-traffic areas. But this backyard needed a more organic look, and the mousy ground cover, uninspired shrubs, and stamped concrete were not doing a good job of it. Illinois landscape designers Van Zelst, Inc. transformed an awkward backyard into one that was more free-flowing and easy on the eyes. The stamped concrete was broken up and hauled away, to be replaced by bluestone and fieldstone liberally dotted around the yard. Fresh plantings enhance the home's exterior, with a few splashes of color to add interest. When an unattractive concrete block wall separates your property from the adjoining neighbor, tearing down the wall is hardly an option. Yet the brains behind the design blog Classy Clutter had a trick up their sleeves. Instead of tearing out concrete, the Classy Clutter team devised a privacy screen and built it from inexpensive 1x2 lumber. Weather-resistant sunbrella fabric shades the Arizona sun from the outdoor loveseat and 2 swivel rockers. With assistance from landscape architect Richard Laughlin, the homeowners turned the ignored concrete driveway into a cool, green space for their dogs to play. They built a pergola to provide shade while relaxing during hot Utah days. Not only does a pergola act as a base for trailing vines, but it also helps to visually delineate an area. Chicago landscape designer Carol Heffernan seized a unique opportunity when the adjacent cottage came up for sale. Since the cottage was set back so far, its front yard could become Carol's backyard. But this transformation would not come without significant work. The backyard-to-be was low and prone to flooding, a condition exacerbated by the removal of a massive catalpa tree. The space would need to be seriously landscaped. 1 foot of topsoil was added to the entire area, raising it to match Carol's adjoining property. To further promote drainage, hardscaping was the order of the day. Evergreen yews form a low hedge to separate the newly made-over backyard from the street. The backyard had everything going against it. Dark and gloomy, the yard hardly felt inviting. Weeds dominated. With rain, the ground turned muddy. There was a tree stump located front and center. Home bloggers Chris and Julia wanted to make over their backyard, but they could only devote 1 weekend to the project. After removing the stump, weeds, and excess, Chris and Julia added steel walkway edging to contain the pea gravel. A few flagstones at the beginning of the walkway encourage guests to walk toward the back. The truly tempting invitation, though, is the do-it-yourself fire pit. They purchased the fire pit as an all-in-one kit. But similar fire pits can easily be built by creating a circle of retaining wall blocks. They removed 8 yew trees. Then the arborist told them that the giant maples had to go since they were rotten. When all was said and done, Kim and Scott from the home-blogged Yellow Brick Home were left with a deteriorated fence and a muddy yard with no grass. To add grass to their backyard without the expense or work of rolling out sod, Kim and Scott used a tiller to loosen the soil and prepare it for overseeding. Maintaining a depth of just 3 inches made raking and cleanup easier. Young cypress ring the property and will grow upwards and outwards to form a green privacy screen. The centerpiece of their creation is a pea gravel patio with Adirondack chairs facing a do-it-yourself fire pit. Upon purchase of her home, design blogger Molly and husband Gideon inherited pretty much your standard 1960s ignored Southern California backyard. It came with loads of weeds and dry grass and poorly tended trees, but little charm. And of course, there was that giant air conditioner compressor looming over everything. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos. And please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.